James Kaufman, World News Report today, August 17th, 2024. God bless you and yours, no matter where you are in the world. Please subscribe, give us a thumbs up, ring that bell for critical future updates. Ladies and gentlemen, we've had a large earthquake on the Russian peninsula. Now, we haven't really only had one quake, a 7.0 magnitude earthquake that hit just off the coast of the Russian peninsula, Petropavlovsk, Kamchatsky, Russia. It came in as a DYFI 8, an 8 on the DYFI, a 7 on the shake map, a tsunami warning associated with it. It did create a tsunami, although it looks to be insignificant. This was said to be by the USGS at 29 kilometers in depth. I am going to zoom in and show you guys that there was a 5.1 and 5.2 also in this area. And there's our 7.0, our 5.1, and our 5.2. These two, the 5.1 and 7.0, were just offshore. But when you zoom in, you see that this is a volcanic ridge, and so is this. This happened onshore. It's all part of the same system, if you will. You can see volcanoes offshore here everywhere. Then you have a major Pacific North American plate boundary. Yes, I said North American. So it is, well, these are some big quakes, and it is all volcano related, as you will soon see. Jumping over to volcanosandearthquakes.com. Well, first off, let's take a look at what we have here. Put our plate boundaries on. And ladies and gentlemen, we're in an area where we have our Pacific and North American plates, well, tangled up. We also have several volcanoes erupting. We have two in full eruption. It looks like 2, 3, 4, well, 3 in full eruption and 4 additional ones in minor eruption. 7.0 was just offshore here. We know the 5.2 was just onshore here. The 5.1 was here. I don't like how this has been blurred out, but these are obviously all volcanic ranges. And this one is actually the volcanic range that goes all the way to the Hawaiian Islands, Kilauea, Mauna Loa. So this is a volcanic area, a major plate tectonic boundary. You can actually see the volcanic range that goes right to Hawaii. Now let's back up and get some information on this. A 7.0, 29 kilometers of depth. The USGS must be the main source here. We have the French coming in at a 6.7. That may be the largest earthquake they've ever rated. Default depth, 10 kilometers. The Europeans a 7.0. And let's get some detailed information about this earthquake and take a look at the buoys that are in event mode. Now, I am and have been personally shocked that we have not seen more earthquake activity. Although volcanic activity does seem to be on the uptick, I just thought we'd see more earthquake activity with all the solar activity and plate tectonics charging, or plates charging. This was a major magnitude 7.0 quake about an hour and 20 minutes ago. We talked about how it was on the Russian peninsula. Let's get some more information. She was definitely a big one, and I can't wait to see if any of the modeling agencies indicated that it was stronger than a 7.0, but this is USGS information here. And we'll jump down and see that 29.8 atomic bombs worth of energy were released with this one 7.0 earthquake. Not to mention the 5.1 and 5.2 that followed it. Now we're going to compare data for the same earthquake reported by different agencies. Note, 10 kilometers often means that the depth of the quake could not be determined with sufficient accuracy. Not that there's a dumb down there. All right, the USGS came in at 7.0, 29 kilometers of depth, followed by Germany at 6.9 deeper, 44 kilometers of depth. A 7.0 by the International Research Institute on Seismology, which I just believe follows the USGS, although they have a default depth here. They do follow them with a 7.0. Next, we have the French come in at a 6.7, the default depth of 10 kilometers. I believe that's the biggest quake that they've ever rated. Let's see here. A 7.0 from the Australians at 24 kilometers. So they're in much agreement with the U.S. 7.0, 15 kilometers. The Italians and finally the Europeans came in at a 7.0, much deeper at 51 kilometers of depth. So this is not an area we usually see quakes this large in. You can see that there's one quake every 20.8 years. It's magnitude 7 or higher. Keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen. All right, headed over to the National Buoy Data Center. And we have station 21416 in event mode here, right south of where we had that very large earthquake. The event is way down here in yellow and red here. It definitely doesn't look significant, but we will get some detailed information about this. All right, we can see the event here, and I'm telling y'all, it is less than 10 centimeters. So nothing to be worried about whatsoever. It's closer to 7 centimeters. And I just don't see that playing out as danger for anyone who runs into it, even if it grows substantially as it crosses the Pacific Ocean. So bottom line is we have seen a magnitude 7.0 earthquake on the Russian peninsula. Came in as an 8 on the DYFI, a 7 on the shake map, a yellow on the pager. It had an associated tsunami warning and a small associated tsunami. We also know that we've seen 2 aftershocks thus far, a 5.2 and a 5.1. It's on a plate boundary, a major plate boundary, and it's also, well, straight along several volcanic ranges. With that said, I do expect an uptick in earthquake activity over the next several weeks, so let's keep an eye out, and I will keep you informed. Please share, subscribe, and always remember that anything's possible in Bizarro World.